Hey good people, welcome to FiddleHed Fiddle Lessons. I'm gonna do another lesson on how to add variation to Irish tunes. And now I'm gonna show you how to add grace notes to a tune. So what is a grace note? It's a quick note added to the beginning of a main note. So say we have D2. We add a quick D3. In slow motion it's. And we can do that on tunes. Cool, so that's what a grace note is. Now, let's learn how to do it. So, this may be putting the cart before the horse. I feel like such an old guy for saying that expression. If you were looking at written music, grace notes would appear to be little tiny, like pets. They're like little pets for the main note, or however you want to think about it. So in this case we have a little note above the main note, and so I would call this a downward grace note because the motion is downward. And then actually before I show you the upward, I'll just demonstrate it just so it's super clear. So that would be like 2 to 1. I'm doing it in slow motion. It'd be more like, it's these grace notes and a lot of these ornaments happen so quick that they're just like rhythmic kind of divisions or rhythmic flutters. Alright, so then we can also do an upward grace note, and if it's played fast it's going to be hard to tell the difference. If it's played slow you'll hear the difference. And so the motion is from a low note up to a higher note, and the main note is the higher note. So now let's say I'm going to go open to 1. Alright, and in slow motion. Alright, so that's how you write the two different kinds of grace notes. So now we're going to practice this on a D major scale, and we're actually going to start with a little bit of it. So first, just play the D major scale. Use a D. I recommend using a D drone because it'll help you play in tune, and because it's fun. I just love practicing with drones, and I've got lots of lessons on how to tune with drones and how to enjoy practice with drones. So let's just start with a D scale. And then we're gonna do a variation, a melodic variation on this called 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1. And I'm not going to go into fine detail on that, but because I think you'll get it as we go. But the whole scale would be. So we add this little pattern to every note of the scale. Alright, so now we're going to just focus on the first step. So even if you didn't get that, I think you'll get this, which is just D open, 1 open. First, just take a moment to loop that. Okay, so that's just kind of getting us warmed up. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go 1 open, open, 1 open, open. Okay, so now all we're basically going to do is speed up that first note. Just do it as fast as you can. Don't worry so much about a perfect tone or even pitch. It's more about a little rhythmic flutter it adds. Okay. So there's 2 core principles that I want you to get from this whole course. The first is when learning these variations, slow them way down. So just play that basic thing really slow, and then slowly speed it up. Second main thing I want you to get, so once you start being able to do this stuff, do these variations, I want you to play a very basic little thing and then the variation added to that little thing, and I want you to do it in a continuous loop. So this is what I want us to do. I want us to go D 1 to 0 first, like this, now with the grace note. Here it is again. So, I'm now going to ask you to loop that with me. 3, 4. That's the core exercise for learning grace notes. Everything else we do today in this lesson is a variation on that. So, you know what I'm going to say next? Pause the video and practice. Cool. And if you're still having trouble or you're frustrated with yourself because it doesn't sound the way it does when I play it, keep in mind that I've been playing about 40 years and maybe you've just started. And so just kind of do it. Have fun moving your fingers. Just enjoy not only is music sound, it's motion, your body. Just have fun with it somehow, okay? Try not to sweat it too much. Just keep on practicing. Just keep playing and be productive and efficient with your practice. Okay, cool, so thanks for that public service announcement. And now, let's see, like I said before, the rest is just variations. The rest is just gravy. So if you're desperate to start doing this, you can jump out and start the sheet music with tons of exercises, play along tracks on FiddleHed, and if you're really raring to go, maybe you can jump off now. But we can do this same little exercise going up the scale. We can do so 2 to 1 and then 3 to 2. 3, 2. And then 4 to 3. Alright, so the cool thing is fourth may be harder. Fourth is a lot harder for people on the D and G string, the pinky finger. But this doesn't require the full tone, as I said earlier. It's not as crucial. You're not holding the note. It's more of a rhythmic flicker. So you might be able to just do it. Okay, so let's see. So you could do that if you start to get the hang of each of those steps. Then the next thing you could do would be to do it on the whole scale. Another exercise I have on FiddleHed is just 2 quarter notes, like. But the first quarter note gets the embellishment. I'll pause and say that though I've created like thousands of these little exercises, the goal really is for you to find a way to make your own exercises, to write your own book, because you need to practice certain things, and I might not even come up with the right thing for you. So what I hope you get is how you practice, how you get in, and when you find something difficult that's new or old, you zero in on it, and then you start making up exercises and try to make them fun so that you can just keep playing for a long time. Because you really want to take an exercise that's hard and literally repeat it 1,000 times. Repeat 1,000 times, 1,000 times. No joke, practice it 1,000 times. Okay, thanks for watching that public service announcement. Sorry, now I'm wondering if I'm overdoing it on that one. I'll have to come up with some new public service announcements. Anyway, let's move along with our regularly scheduled lesson. So now I think the logical thing to do would be to just do it on some tunes, alright? So let's look at this tune, Lilting Banshee. It's in the key of A minor, A Dorian. So I switched my drone to A. So, here's this part from Lilting Banshee. I think it's from the 2nd quarter. So it's the first bar of that. I'm gonna add on that, the last open E, I'm gonna add a grace note from 1 down. Here it is in super slow-mo. A little faster. Be just really light and casual. Think casual, no big deal. Just talking. You're just talking with your fiddle. Don't try too hard with this. Alright? So, let's see, the next thing is, what tune is this? Oh yeah, so we're gonna do an upward facing grace note. I think I'm gonna go back to D for this. So now the quick note's gonna come from below. So let's go, how about 1 to 2? So the same exercise, 1, 2, 2, now fast. So it's, there it is. The 1 is the grace note, the 2 is the main note. So I'll just cut this for the moment and say, if you haven't mastered the downward grace note, you may want to just stay with that for like a week, maybe more. Really just get that, you know, don't be in too much of a hurry to move through this stuff. Let it sink in. Your fingers need a lot of time. So you could do the downward grace note open to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Okay, so now we're gonna do another example from Lilting Banshee. Oh, I gotta go all the way back down to A now. Criminy. Okay. There's the basic. I think that's the second bar of the tune. And so now we're gonna do this. So here it is in slow motion. With no grace note. The grace note in slow motion. And then a grace note faster. Something like that. And so once you can work out a few little parts of the tune, then you might want to mix and match the variations, cuts, jig swing, mordants, rolls. Got lessons on each variation, and you can really have fun with tunes now, right? Because the tunes are just infinite now. It's like a choose your own adventure book. You can get in there and have a new adventure every time you play it. Isn't that awesome? So on that note, thanks for watching. Always a pleasure to teach you and to hear from you. So keep the messages and suggestions and criticisms coming, as long as it's constructive. And thanks again for watching. Go to FiddleHed.com for a progressive, step-by-step course outline, color-coded tabs, play-along tracks, sheet music, and much more. Thanks for watching the video. Excellent. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.